Hey, good afternoon, Marauder Nation. Sergeant Major Razon here. Talk to you guys a little bit about the new implementation of the 4856. I ask that you please pardon my uniform. The brigade commander and I, along with all of the other brigade leaders and USAREC staff, have been with the CG and the command sergeant major at the USAREC governance forum for the past few days. Want to talk to you a little bit today about the implementation of the 4856 and what it means to recruiting field force. Read along with me. Individual accountability for a specific goal and contribution in a team construct. Guys, this didn't come from us. This came from the Defender 6 and 7 Cents message that was sent out last week on Friday. All right, so let's talk about really the so what of receiving the 4856 counseling. This is developmental in nature. This is not designed to be punitive. We're not trying to do this to catch recruiters not doing their job. We're not trying to create a system or an approach, a method, so that we're capturing what soldiers failed to do with the intent of sending them back to the mainstream Army. Okay, that is not what this is designed to do. This was designed to take something complicated like the 4-tab ROP and simplify it down into something easy for a soldier to understand. The 4856, please read this. No magic bullet. There will be no, we're not going to carbon copy this thing 100 times for 100 different recruiters receiving the same message. There will be no blurb on the bottom that says soldiers that fail to do this or do that may be chaptered in accordance with Army regulation. Guys, that is not what this is designed to do. If you fill out the 4856 properly, there won't even be any room to have these magic, cute little phrases that we have seen in the past. This is a plan of action for our recruiters, leaders. This is a plan of action for our recruiters. We have failed in some instances to give clear, concise guidance. You know, I go to ATM after ATC after ATC and I bring soldiers up and I ask, hey recruiter, what was your mission last phase line? First thing they do, they look to the station commander. Okay, all right. 5 and 2, Sergeant Major. Good, man, 5 and 2. Hey, you, what was your mission last phase line? 5 and 2, Sergeant Major. And what was yours? 5 and 2. By the time you add up all those soldiers, they were on for like 25 and 6. No, 5 and 2 was the collective. I'm interested in what was the soldiers, the individual recruiters, what was his or her part? Their specific goal to the team collective mission. Well, I had to find one. One what? One regular Army. One regular Army what? Well, a body. Guys, man, we are a lot better of an organization to just have our soldiers go out and passively engage with the public, hoping to find one. All right? Hey, that young recruiter that just graduated from Lockwood High School, that individual should be on a mission of a senior. And you're going to tell him or her, you're going to be on for one senior. This is where I expect you to prospect. You're going to prospect in Lockwood High School, Williams High School, or Weaver High School. And you get these 5 zip codes to prospect out of. That's what the plan of action is for the recruiters. Now this individual knows he's responsible for all of the prospecting and processing that should lead to the senior mission that we have as a collective team. All right, your prospecting requirements, they start on T2. You can't start executing the 4856 requirements, whether those are prospecting or processing, on week 1, which is when the phase line begins. Okay, the plan, the developmental counseling should probably be issued by the station commander to his soldiers or her soldiers T3, 3 weeks prior to the start of the phase line. Gives that soldier a week to plan prospecting and processing so that T2, they're executing prospecting with the intent of when the new phase line begins 2 weeks later, they are enlisting whatever their goal is. All right, here we go, guys. Not to insult anybody's intelligence, but this is a Department of the Army Form 4856. Pretty doggone easy. Hey, admin stuff, background, performance expectations for indicate whatever the phase line is. Then we go on down here and let's talk about, this is the bulk of what is going to be on the 4856. Staff Sergeant Doe is a member of the best recruiting station. You are tasked and responsible for achieving the following in support of whatever phase line it is, map and mission requirements for our recruiting station. Develop a weekly prospecting plan with the focus on whatever zip code the station commander thinks that you are best to operate in, and or the high schools and colleges. As a result of your conversion data, lead source analysis, and best contact method, contact time, you will achieve in T2. Here again are your prospecting requirements. So T2, this individual right here, Sergeant John Doe, he has blank number of GAs and blank number of SAs. Week 1, appointments for GAs and SAs. I'm sorry, T1, appointments for GAs and SAs. Week 1, GAs, SAs. Week 2, GAs, SAs. So that's this individual's prospecting requirements. Then we jump on down here. Increase your appointment made to appointment conduct percentage by whatever the percent that station commander thinks is realistic and achievable. And then here it is again, laid out. T2, appointment conducts. T1, appointment conducts. Week 1, appointments. Week 2, appointments. Then we start getting down really into the processing. See, if you're prospecting and then you're processing, you never lose focus of prospecting because you're too busy processing. Because this is nice and planned. It's laid out. It's planned. Engender a commitment that moves your prospect to an applicant onto the test line. So, how many testers in, remember now, week 1, because in T2 and T1, we're not actually testing for that current phase line. So week 1, week 2, week 3, 4, these are all of your test and your floor requirements. It is your personal responsibility to achieve your portion of the map requirements with efficiency and with integrity. Understand, our write rate in our brigade is just about 1. That's 1 per recruiter. If you're in a recruiting station of 5 soldiers and you have a mission of 5, take your best educated guess as to what your mission is probably going to be for the month. You've got an individual expectation that you're going to contribute 1 to the collective of 5. We just didn't in the past do a very good job of articulating it and laying it out for the individual to clearly understand what his or her makes, conducts, and then ultimately test and floor requirements were. I got my trusty assistant over here, Mitchell the Mad Dog Logwood. Everybody up here kind of has, you know, a little nickname. This is the part for many folks, soldiers in the Army. The only thing you see on the back here is you check the block, I agree, I disagree, I concur, I don't occur. You sign it, the counselor signs it, and then you move out. In order for this to work, leaders, station commanders really specifically, in order for the 4856 method, the hybrid recruiting model to work, the plan of action must be done. That's on you. That's 100% on the station commander, that leader. You have leader responsibilities, and then we've got an assessment. First Sergeants, strongly encourage when you roll into your recruiting station to do your station training, assessment, inspection, that you're asking the station commander, much the way you used to in the past with the 4-tab rock. Hey, station commander, let me look at all of them. How is this soldier doing as far as the prospecting and processing requirements? Okay? That's the first sergeant responsibility. First sergeant, don't let us down. This is yours. Plan of action, identify the most effective and efficient contact method. Validate the best contact time. Recruiters, these are the small things that you're going to do. Whether it's, I think I'm going to do 2 hours of social media prospecting in my high school in the evening. I'm going to do telephone prospecting of my grads. I know I've got 2 job fairs in the 3rd week that should enable me to get my grad appointments. I've got some leave planned in here. How am I going to make my requirements on the front executing all of the things here. I know what my high payoff targets are. I've got, you know, different community kind of nuances and things that are in your recruiting specific area. All laid out here. Station commander, you need to help that recruiter figure some of these things out. You no longer have the obligation of doing the 4-tab Rob station commander. This is where it is. This is where they demand you give good, clear guidance. Signs it, leader responsibility, hey, assist, helps you out. Make sure that the recruiter is continuing to stay on pace so that at T1, he's not having to make up 3 other appointments in T1 that he or she failed to get in T2. Leader plan of action, assessment, the end of the phase line, let's take a look. Hey guys, we really don't have any problem with that recruiter that floored 3 individuals. One just didn't pass the ASVAB, one drew a consult, and one was permanently disqualified. You will get them back in the end. They'll all come back to you in the end. You never know. The kid might take March to Success and in 2 phase lines enlist for you. Okay? Our real concern is the recruiters that don't even prospect enough to make what it is that he or she needs, their contributions to the team collective. That's all we've got. My trusty assistant over here, did I leave anything out, Sergeant Lockwood?
No, Sergeant Major.
You sure? You're not just saying that, right?
Sure.
All right. Hey, keep plugging away, guys. We need you guys in the fight. You know the Colonel and I don't do any prospecting. We do very little processing, and we rely on you guys to make our mission. Marauder 7 out.